Anyway, last night an Ipsos Reid poll done exclusively for Global News found that Christy Clark is still the clear front-runner in the race for the Liberal leadership. But Clark's camp didn't have much time to celebrate that news before facing a new challenge. An internet blogger posting what he claims is evidence that while Clark was still in government, she was more involved in the sale of BC Rail than she says. Marissa Thomas reports.
The train left the station long ago in the controversial BC Rail sale, but the baggage has just landed on the doorstep of Liberal leadership hopeful Christy Clark in the form of documents leaked to political blogger Alex Sakumis.
What the documents show is that there is a consistent pattern of her meeting with Omnitrax lobbyists Brian Kieran, Eric Boardman, who's now an admitted briber of public officials, and Jamie Elmhurst, who is now working for her on her campaign. They also show that they were consistently providing information and that in a couple of instances, and this is most troubling, that they were in fact, according to their documents, giving her notes prior to cabinet discussions.
We can't actually show you any of these documents because they're under a publication ban in the Bassie Verk trial. Crown wants to get them back, but Defence wants to hang on to them with the hopes that eventually they'll become public.
When lobbyists come and talk to you, they come and talk to you. And if they run into you in the helijet and they say hi, that's what they do, right? To me, that doesn't count as real engagement, and it doesn't count as a real dialogue, right? When they drop documents at your office that are unsolicited, that doesn't count as a real dialogue either, right? I mean, when it comes down to the decision making, which is where it matters, I wasn't involved in that.
From what I've seen of those entries, they raise some very disturbing questions. The fact that they were important enough to be jotted down in a diary, the fact that they were important enough to be recorded, says clearly there's some questions there that need to be answered.
The documents show Clark was one of 3 ministers being lobbied by Omnitrax, one of the bidders for BC Rail, throughout 2003. At the end of that year, Clark announced in the legislature she had not taken part in cabinet deliberations or voting because her then husband had a consulting relationship with the company shepherding the process. But how is it that one of these lobbyists has come to work for you, someone that was very intimately involved in BC Rail, as well as Patrick Kinsella? He's working for your campaign as well, is he not?
You know, the thing is that these people are volunteers, right? They're volunteering on my campaign. There are lots of other people that were in the documents that were on the website that are involved in lots of other campaigns, right? Because there's been a lot of mud thrown around, and at the end of it, there were 3 people charged. 3 people were charged, and 2 of them were convicted.
It's not criminality, as Ms. Clark alleges. It's ethical behavior. Integrity should be the first thing you do when you get up and the last thing you do when you go to bed, not just something that's convenient for you when you're running for office.
Meantime, Sakumis says he'll have more BC Rail documents in the near future.